Hi, welcome to Strangers with Kittens, Christmas edition. This is our last episode before Christmas. We're not going to have one next week because I know you're going to be running around doing last minute things and, listening to Christmas music or whatever you're going to do. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about Christmas and particularly Gen X Christmas. We've lived now. We're at an age where we've lived some life. We may or may not have gotten married. We may or may not have had children. We have parents that may or may not be with us. The holidays change and evolve over time. And I feel like it's hard to not compare the holidays now to when we were kids or to when our kids were young and feel a little bit of sadness, a little bit of loss. Some of you may be dealing with a sick parent. Some of you may be pulled between kids and ailing parents. Some of you may have lost one or both of your parents. Some of you may have lost siblings. I have lost both my parents and a sibling. Actually, I lost my oldest sister in 2008, right before Christmas, to a car accident. And I lost my mother before I had kids, and then lost my dad a couple years after my sister was killed. I know how tricky the holidays can be. I love Christmas. It's always been my favorite holiday, but there were some Christmases that I'd rather not remember. And the first Christmas after you've lost a parent, the first anything after you've lost a parent or a sibling is really, really difficult. And I just want to acknowledge that a lot of us may be going through that now. For me, it's been quite a while, but have friends who are dealing with this, and for them, this is their first Christmas without one of their parents or both of their parents, and it can be difficult. So I just want to offer some suggestions since I've been through it. Try not to make everything the way it was with this gaping hole in the middle of it. Maybe if you always had just family at the holidays, invite some friends. Or if you've always had a really big gathering, maybe pull a few of the people that are close to you in a little tighter and have something smaller and more intimate and quieter and calmer. The Christmas after my sister was killed, I couldn't be around anyone who wasn't as devastated as I was. And I just set that boundary for myself. And that was it. I couldn't recreate previous Christmases. I couldn't be the host that was making everything great for everybody. I needed to just surround myself with the people that were as blown apart as I was. I've changed things up a bit and tried to make things a little more intimate and a little quieter and just have the people around me who also feel that loss and understand it, who I don't have to explain anything to. I feel like at our age, it's complicated and you need to really pause and listen to yourself and find out what would feel okay to you. And maybe being around 50 people and a big boisterous holiday celebration is just the thing. Or maybe that would be absolute torture. You just have to kind of sit quietly and imagine these situations and see how it feels. See how it feels in your body and really listen to it. I've forced myself on more than one occasion to buck up and just go to the thing and put a smile on, and I don't recommend that at all. I've had to leave events abruptly because I didn't listen to myself. Maybe take something from my mistakes and use it to take care of yourselves this holiday season. Also, at our age, I feel like there are a lot of people that may be involved in a divorce right now or are on the other side of a divorce, and the holidays look different. And your kids may be grown or teenagers or college age, and they have friends and girlfriends and boyfriends that they might want to see. And it's hard to not long for those days when your kids were young and everything was magical. And it was hard, and you were maybe up until 2 or 3 in the morning stuffing stockings and wrapping gifts, but it was great. And that's such a small window of time in our lives, but it's hard to not compare everything against that. There's a movie out right now on Amazon Prime called Oh, What Fun with Michelle Pfeiffer. And I wanted so badly to love this movie because I felt like I love the way it opens. It's talking about mothers in particular and how we're the ones who create the Christmas magic, but don't really get any credit for it. And it is a theme that needs to be explored. And I wish they had done a better job with it. First of all, Dennis Leary and Michelle Pfeiffer look like White Walkers from Game of Thrones. I don't know, whoever in post, they must have dialed up the blue on their eyes so high that it's unsettling. At first, I thought it was my televisions, but then I watched it again, not all the way through, but just for a minute to see on someone else's television. I was like, no, there's something weird. The promo on Amazon Prime shows a picture of Michelle Pfeiffer and her eyes look psychotic. So that was one thing. They look normal for the first couple of minutes, and then they look crazy. Seriously, like White Walkers from Game of Thrones. There's so many bad things about this movie. It's hard for me to recommend it, but I do appreciate the theme, and I resent that it wasn't executed better because there are really true moments in it. The theme is intriguing. Just want to go in and do it over for them. But there are moments. There are good moments. I feel like the beginning maybe, and then towards the end are some of the better moments. And then there are like really talented people that just have very small, sort of inconsequential roles where they weren't utilized at all. And so they just become like a weird Where's Waldo kind of like, oh, there she is. And now she's gone. Anyway, that's Oh, What Fun. That's my ambivalent movie review. But it doesn't deal with divorce or the death of anyone. It's just about a mom being unappreciated around the holidays and people taking mothers for granted. Other recommendations for Christmas. This Is Christmas. I don't remember what it's on, but it's a cozy little British Christmas movie that's not spectacular, but it's just sweet and real. And it's not cloying. One of my favorites is, I think it's Happy Christmas. It's about a woman who goes back to Chicago, I believe, to stay with her brother for Christmas. And Anna Kendrick stars in it, and Melanie Linsky, Mark Webber, Lena Dunham, and it's good. It's very Gen X-y. It's like it's real, and it's got some darkness to it. It's one of my favorites. I mean, of course the classics, but if we're looking for a more modern take on Christmas, you can't beat Happy Christmas. I hate Love Actually. I feel like it's really misogynistic and awful. And there's so many heartbreaking moments for women in that. The woman who plays Hugh Grant's assistant to the prime minister, she's treated like an object. And I don't know. Really, the only vignette that doesn't bother me is the Liam Neeson one with his son. Um, and that's crushes between kids. And that's the only one that isn't incredibly misogynistic and just horrible to women. Obviously, It's a Wonderful Life, Charlie Brown Christmas, Home Alone. I mean, when my kids get back from college, that'll be one that we watch. Now I kind of want you to go watch Oh, What Fun, and then write to me at hello@strangerswithkittens.com, or leave a message on the answering machine at strangerswithkittens.com and just scroll down to the answering machine and click the button, and you can record with your microphone on your phone or your laptop and tell me what you think, because I really want to know what you think of the Crazy Blue Eyes and how inconsistent and like strange the movie is, but what a great premise it is, and how great it was to see Michelle Pfeiffer back on the screen, and how bad Dennis Leary's pancake makeup is. There are a lot of things that need to be addressed, and I want to know what your thoughts are. So, this holiday season, listen to yourself, Don't go to big parties if this isn't the year. Go to big parties if it is, and it feels like that's going to make me feel really like festive and taken care of and included. It's a tough call and only you can make it. So I hope that you will take care of yourself. I hope that you will eke some fun out of this season. And if that means watching some movies and drinking hot chocolate out of maybe a Peanuts mug that or any mug that was your favorite, um, that's a good idea. Just do what feels right for you. Doesn't need to be quintessentially Christmas stuff. Just do the stuff that feels good to you and leave the rest. It's not worth it. Okay, so to our guest. Sam Tschida is a prolific author. She is the author of many books, including Errands and Espionage, which is soon to be a major motion picture. And she's got a wonderful book that's out now called Undead and Unwed. And it's really fun because it's about a vampire living a Hallmark Christmas movie adventure. Please welcome Sam Tschida. Strangers with Kittens. Gen X stories from the least parented generation. Hi, Sam.
Hey, Eileen, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
So happy that you're here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I
Yeah.
was just checking in on your Instagram account and I love your posts. You make me laugh.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm still waiting to take off. I posted something on a TikTok yesterday and it like went viral, and then I put it on Instagram and it had 13 likes.
There's like no rhyme or reason to it.
I do not understand social media at all. Don't get it.
Me either. Me either.
Yeah.
How's the weather there? The feel like is in the teens in New Jersey.
Yeah,
Minnesota must be.
I think it's probably in the teens here too and snowing. It's like Christmas snow, gently snowing. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so nice.
Yeah.
It's like you live in a snow globe.
Yeah. It's really nice. It's beautiful. We normally don't have this. It's been normally we don't have a lot of snow until after Christmas, but I think we're having a snowy winter, which is great. It makes me feel like less like climate change is,
Right?
I know it's just a blip,
Truly.
but it makes me feel good.
When I think about the snow that we used to have when I was a kid versus now, it's really
Oh, it's wildly
alarming.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a fairly short time when you're thinking about the life of a planet, you know?
Oh yeah, the blink of an eye, basically.
I just watched the first 4 episodes of the latest Stranger Things. I think it was like 2 years or more maybe between the last 2 seasons of Stranger
It was
Things.
a lot.
But I am so impressed with their Gen X, like their 80s sensibility. Whoever the set designer and the wardrobe people are, they nail it so perfectly. And it is like a Doritos bag. Who was that meticulous? And when I saw it on screen, I'm like, oh my God, that was it. If they had just thrown one in from today, I
You
wouldn't have
wouldn't notice,
noticed.
yeah.
Everything is so meticulous. That's pretty
I've only
wild.
seen the first season.
Oh, okay. Well, I think the first season's the best.
I
But
love I was so obsessed with it. I loved it so much, and then it's like, sometimes you watch something, you love it so much, you don't want to tarnish it with another season.
yeah,
So I just
totally.
I let it stand. There's actually a debate in my house because Junior loves Stranger Things and he's obsessed with it. And every single time that there is a lull in the house, he runs in and turns it on. But then everybody else leaves the living room because I think they're scared of it. So I can't have it on during the day,
Yeah.
really. And then Silas said he just dislikes the music. From this
So funny. Like the
I know.
soundtrack, like all the
He
different
just
80s songs.
I know, which is
That's so-
amazing. I love the soundtrack of
Or
Stranger
maybe,
Things.
oh my God, it's so good. And you know what's in the newest one is I think We're Alone Now.
Oh, yeah, it's in my I
Yeah.
like, kept referencing it. Yeah, I think we're alone now.
That's right. It is in your
Yeah,
book.
Tiffany, because my character's name is Tiffany. That's part of the reason I was like my character was originally named Oldvina, and they told me that name wasn't cool, so I had to pick a different name, and then part of the reason I was okay with Tiffany was because of the song. I was like the beating of all the lyrics I thought worked well with the vampire.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
well, she's all over this. I'm sure she's gonna have it. I don't know if you know, but Kate Bush is, running up that hill, had this huge resurrection because of Stranger Things and had, like, 1,000,000,000 downloads or something
Ooh,
because it
good for her.
introduced it to a whole generation
Yeah.
that didn't know her, and I'm sure that's what's gonna happen with Tiffany. It's such a catchy song, but, it wasn't, like, super cool. I think it came out when I was maybe 18 or something,
Okay.
and she was, like, a teenager performing in malls and stuff, but it wasn't that popular with my friends, but then when I was hearing it on Stranger Things, I'm like, "I kinda love this song."
Yeah. No, it's a really cool song. You know what? I didn't, I grew up in the 80s, but I didn't
Mhm.
have TV really or music. I didn't ever watch MTV. I never had, I don't know, I was like just kind of out in the country with books.
Yeah.
So I
We didn't
feel
have
like,
cable, so I had to watch
yeah,
MTV at friends' houses,
yeah.
um, or f but we had a TV, and I was a latchkey kid, so I watched a lot of TV.
Yeah, I was thinking because I went to like after school programs and then that's not latchkey is like when you come home and then like you turn the door by yourself.
Yeah, nobody's
Yeah.
home,
Yeah, I did that too.
or no adults are home.
Yeah, no adult.
So you went to, like, an after-school program?
Yeah, yeah, I did for portions of my elementary school. Yeah.
That was pretty, progressive for the '80s
Yeah, I was in
that they had those, you know?
yeah, I would go play like Connect 4 with some adults after school until my parents got off work sometimes.
And what year was that?
Probably the later 80s.
Yeah, I feel like, by me anyway, it was, like, the early '90s maybe that they started realizing, "We have to do something with these kids," you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there an awful lot of them are ending up on milk cartons, maybe we should
No.
do something with them.
Actually, I had that in early elementary school too. I remember going
Did you
after
really?
yeah, I did. I had, like, going and if I didn't take the bus if I took the bus, it dropped me off, like, a mile from the house, and then I remember, like, running 'cause it was, like, out in the country, and there was some kinda, like, sketchy neighbors, and I would be scared that they would drive past me, and I would, like, run a mile to I was probably really good exercise, and
You you had, like, a somewhat idyllic childhood.
I know. But, it was actually very Stranger Things. It was super it was just out in the country. It was like dirt road. No one lived on it but me, and then, like, another quarter mile down the road, there was another family that there was some bad stuff going on at that house.
Mhm.
But,
Alright.
you
But they
know
never got you.
no, I don't think they gave a
Yeah,
crap about me at all. It
I'm
was
glad
all
to
in my
hear
head.
it.
Yeah, I always had an active imagination. 100%.
Your school, you said it was a magnet school?
I went to 2 different schools. That was a tiny little Catholic school, and then the magnet school was a little bit bigger. It probably had, like, I remember it had 3 or 4 5th grades, so it was bigger.
What made you switch from the Catholic school?
A couple different reasons. I wasn't Catholic, and I don't
That's
know why I
weird
was
in
there.
itself.
I know.
It's always weird when you're because a lot of it is like, I didn't go to Catholic school, but my siblings did,
Mhm.
and they'd have a Jewish kid at the school or whatever, and it's like, wow, there's a lot of instruction based in
Oh, yeah.
Catholic catechism.
Oh,
How do
yeah, and
you
then
just
there was
ignore
mass
that?
every
Every
Thursday.
day, right?
Yeah,
Every Thursday, okay.
well, we had, like, prayer and stuff all the time. I remember my mom, I think she would dispute this probably. She went to Catholic high school during the civil rights era because I think the public school near her house was going through a lot of, like, turmoil, and
Right.
her parents were nervous about sending her there. But she went to Catholic school, and all the nuns she described as, like, radical and, like, very
Yeah,
artistic, and she
right,
was
progressive and
progressive. So she
mhm.
in her mind, Catholic school was an art school, and also she's super into iconography, like, she loves all the artwork. So I think when
Yeah.
she thought she was sending me to Catholic school, in her mind, it was like an art school, and
Mm.
instead it was
And
like
kinda hippie-ish in
yes,
that best way.
yes, so she had, like because she
Yeah.
only had her, like, experience of high school and, Catholic school in Duluth, it was not an art school. It was a
Right.
it was a Catholic school.
It was a it was a rulers well, maybe not rulers on knuckles back then, I don't know, but not far
No,
from
no,
it.
yeah. No, we didn't have any of that. That was, My I think that was definitely my parents growing up, though, they had lots of this oh my god, I
Corporal
have
punishment?
oh, tons of it, yeah. My uncle has a story of one of the tea teachers throwing a kid out the 2nd floor window, which he was the kid turned out fine,
Oh
but
my
yeah,
god.
I know, isn't that wild? He was,
Was
I
that at a
think
Catholic school or public school?
that was public, St. Paul Public,
Wow.
but, he had been I think he was a war veteran, he was a little had a little PTSD. He was
How old was the kid?
it was high school.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Uncle Neil, that's one of his good stories. He tells it all the time, so I think it's he's not a kinda guy who makes things up, so
Right, and he doesn't sound too traumatized by it. It
oh
sounds like
god,
it's sort
no.
of, entertaining.
He's living fully in his trauma. I don't know. He's he's fine, we all just some of us live there. It's alright.
Yeah. Some of us bathe in it. It's
Yeah, it's
good,
fine.
it's
It's fine,
warm.
yeah. Yeah, and I
The
don't think
water's
yeah, the
fine.
water's fine, and I don't think he would ever consider anything that he had as a child a trauma. I think,
Right.
when you talk about it, like, I remember my grandmother throwing there's this another story about her throwing all of his belongings out of the window, also a lot of out of the window stories, but, and, being like, like, throwing him out of the house. He just, like, tells them all his jokes, so,
Yeah, it's
all
how we
the
cope.
that's how we cope. Yep.
There was a lot of throwing kids out of the house back then. I remember having a party in high school. My parents went to visit one of my siblings, and I was maybe I might have been 16, and it was supposed to be just a few people, and as these things do, it got completely out of control. And there was just a kid I didn't know who was like maybe 17 or 18, but I don't even think he went to my school, and he just, like, was there, and then when I finally was able to get people to leave, he was like, "My parents kicked me out of the house. Can I just crash here?" And it was so weird. I just went up to my room, and I was like,
Okay.
"Alright." He'd slept on my couch and was gone the next morning.
That's
But,
super weird.
yeah, and I knew another kid who got kicked out on the regular, and his mother would throw all of his stuff out of the house. Um So wait, so you didn't have a TV or a radio?
Oh, no, we had a TV, but it was
Like,
like
pop music or
I don't know if there's something it was just me or like, we had a TV, but it would be on sometimes, but I didn't really watch it too much. My mom would, like, let me watch Sesame Street as a little kid or something, or, like, they would watch, like, LA Law or something, but, I didn't, like, watch a lot of TV. I remember my mom, like, the first time she got a VCR when I was a kid, and I remember she was really excited, and the first time she went and picked out some movies. My uncle was there for this experience, he lived with us, um, but she rented Silver Bullet.
Gene
It's just
Wilder?
no,
Richard
it's just
Pryor?
I don't know, it's a Stephen King thing, but the first
Oh, I don't know it.
the first scene it was a priest. It's a priest who was also a werewolf, but there was a man a man who I remember he was decapitated and his, like, head rolled down the railroad tracks, and that was the first that was the first movie we watched.
Oh god.
It was like I was like, "Here you go, kids."
Was
I
she
got it.
like, "Do I wanna return this thing?"
It was
Or was
great.
she like, "This is awesome"?
My I remember my uncle advertised it as a great children's movie, and then I remember I remember him laughing so hard in the background when when it came on. I think it was an
Were
accident.
you
He
scarred?
No, I was fine. Well, I'm just who I am. But,
Maybe. Maybe
yeah.
that's where it comes from.
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, that was funny.
I worked in a video store when I was in college, and it wasn't like a Blockbuster, it was just like a town video store, and it was in Westchester, New York, and it was in a more, like, country area, so it was this standalone house that had been converted to, like, a retail space, and when you were working, you were the only one there, and it was a parking lot around it and then just this little house, and there was a porn section, and
Yeah.
what and what separated it from the normal section was just some, like,
Oh, yeah.
beads, some, like,
Yeah.
70s beads, and it would be so awkward when men would come in and rent porn, and it was
Ew,
just, like, me. I'm, like,
gross.
20 years
Gross.
old,
Gro
and it's dark out,
That's
and it's, like,
nasty.
it was
Oh.
so gross, and I think it was Sunday mornings I worked, and I opened the place, and, this guy comes in, and he puts a movie down on the counter, and somebody had the bright idea of having a line of porn movies that were very close, um, but entitled to Disney movies, to, like, fairy tales. So, a woman came in and
Oh,
rented what she
no.
thought was
Oh, no.
Snow White and the
Oh, no.
7
Oh,
Dwarfs
no.
for a
Oh, no.
children's birthday party. Yeah,
Oh, I
and the
love
guy
it.
came
I love
in,
it. I love
and
it.
he slid the movie across the counter, and he was like, "My wife put this on for a bunch of six-year-olds." And I was like, "Oh my." I was like, "It wasn't me that gave it to
That's
you." Like,
great.
whoever the
That's
clerk
great.
was at the time took the wrong tape
Oh.
out and put it, because you know how you'd switch them out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
great. I
was
love
like,
it.
it
I
was
love
it
it.
was pretty, it was pretty awkward, gotta say.
You know, that reminds me of when we moved to South
Yeah.
Dakota when I was, like, in middle school, and we got cable and HBO and all the things there, but I remember it would just, like, be on all the time then, and usually my uncle still lived with us, so but he usually had the remote, so there was, like he preferred, like, a movie he liked to have a certain amount of skin in the movie. It can be called, like, so so,
Wow.
yeah.
Whose brother was he? Your mom's or your
My
dad's?
my dad's brother, um,
Okay.
everyone everyone just, like, lived their lives. We were all just doing our thing. But, we watched a lot of Predator, a lot of, like, Arnold movies, a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme, but, I remember one time my cousin came to visit, and we had been watching Cinemax, and you know how after a certain
Mm.
it turned to Skinemax after a
Cinemax
while?
After Dark or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't it was just on and nobody was
Just on.
yeah, and we
And
were
there were
all
no
just like,
parental controls back then. It was
um,
just like,
but we were all
whatever.
I think we were just like, we were just used to it like, shit being on and when no one was, like, paying
Right.
attention. So we were all just chatting. My mom was, like, making appetizers and pouring drinks, and my cousin walked in, and he was like I remember
Full
his
nudity.
eyes just went huge, and he was like, "Why is there we're all just having family dinner and there's porn on."
Oh my god.
He was a bit,
Boy, your uncle was a character.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Uncle Neil. Uncle Neil's a character.
Maybe it was the porn.
Yeah, I don't know. No, he had tons of porn under the bed too, because we had just
Oh
stacks of
my
Playboys.
god. You go and live with your brother's family, and that's what you do?
Yeah, I remember there were stacks of Playboys, so 'cause I remember one time I had the neighbor boy was babysitting. He was like a teenager, and I remember he put me to bed, and I think I was in 4th grade, but I just read whatever was on my mom's nightstand, so that time it was Clan of the Cave Bear. So I was reading
Mhm.
Clan of the Cave Bear, which was just raunchy as all get out.
Wildly inappropriate for a 4th
Wildly
grader.
inappropriate. He put me to bed with Clan of the Cave Bear, and then he went down the hall to my uncle's room and just was remember
Oh my god.
my mom said that she couldn't get rid of him when she was like, "Oh, no, I'll just" he was like,
He's
"I'll
like,
just
"When do you
say."
need me again?"
Yeah, he was like, "I'm" yeah, his parents were extremely conservative.
My god, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Uncle Neil.
Uncle Neil.
Where's
Yeah.
Uncle Neil these days?
Uncle Neil is a big hunter, so he, like, hunts for half the year, and then half the year he, like, does construction work. So he's still working. My parents are always building something, so and that's the reason that he was living with them is because they would live with them for years while he works
Mhm.
on the project. So every
Right.
single time that they've worked on something, he's there. It's always doing a project. Their parents don't like to hire out.
Ah,
They build every house they build themselves.
wow. My parents were the same.
Yeah.
and they didn't hire my dad didn't hire anybody to do anything ever. The
Yeah.
kids had to do it, and my oldest brother became a carpenter, so as he was learning how to be a carpenter, he and my dad built a family room we had, like, a little one-car garage on the side of our house, and they built a family room on top of it, and that I remember it being very cold and it being, like, sectioned off with plastic, and things went on, like, my brother redid the kitchen, and that was, like, an 11-year project.
Yeah, that's that's
Like
that's that's my family too. Yeah.
yeah, like, why like, metal, electrical those casings around the electrical wire just hanging out of the kitchen ceiling for, like, 9 years.
Yeah. Yep.
Was it like that with you? Just, like, chaos?
Yeah, it's always kinda quite a bit of chaos. I never found that that's kind of, like, how I'm used to things, like, if something's complete, it feels weird to me. I like to just, like, live in a land of potential.
Right.
This is gonna be amazing.
It's a it's a hopeful
Yeah,
existence.
it is.
One day, one day we're gonna turn the light switch on and a light
Yeah.
is gonna actually go on.
Yep.
And also, when you grow up like that with all that chaos, it does feel weird when it's quiet and calm. Like, it's almost unsettling.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really took me a while, and I still kind of have to talk myself through it when things are more quiet, like at a holiday or something.
Mhm,
It doesn't feel normal because it was always so
mhm.
chaotic and loud and a million things going on.
Yep,
Which
absolutely.
you still have a lot going on in your house,
Oh,
right?
yeah. As far as, like, the amount of people, this is a smaller house for the number of people. It is pure chaos most of the time.
Right. And now, Sam, it's time for Jeopardy! And the category, because I thought it was fitting, is literature. Are
All
you
right.
ready?
We'll see if I've prepared for prepared.
Okay, the first category is 19th century novels. This author of Pride and Prejudice never married, yet wrote some of the most enduring romances in English literature.
Oh, Jane Austen. It's her
Got
200 it was her 250th birthday, like, a day or 2 ago. Oh, I love Jane. Love her. Love her.
Okay. Call Me Ishmael is the famous opening line of this 1851 novel about a doomed voyage and a white whale.
That's Herman Melville. Moby Dick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Two.
Oh, wow.
Woo! This American poet wrote Because I Could Not Stop for Death, much of her work published only after her death.
Oh, Emily Dickinson.
Yes!
I love Emily.
Killing
Yeah.
it!
Yeah.
Okay, we got two more.
I'm gonna miss some of these. Guaranteed.
I don't know. I don't think you will, actually.
Yeah.
Once banned for profanity and sexual content, this J.D. Salinger's novel follows teenage outsider Holden Caulfield.
Oh, well, Catcher in the Rye.
Yep. Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding. And finally, this 1980 novel by Jean M. Auel follows a
Oh.
young Cro-Magnon girl raised by Neanderthals during the Ice Age.
Oh, well, Clan of the Cave Bear.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah! That's some classic literature.
Okay, you have your choice of a black or gold beanie that says "Strangers with Kittens."
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my
If you would
God,
have
I'm so
or
I'm so excited about
one
that.
of the 3 mugs that we have available on our website.
Oh my God, you have the best merch. Um, I don't know. I love all of your stuff. Maybe a beanie?
Okay, well that'd be good for Minnesota winters. What?
Absolutely. It's cold out. I'll wear that beanie all winter.
So Hallmark movies are coming out now. I've been out for a
Mhm.
little while. The Christmas classic Hallmark movie. And I feel like your new book is the most amazing, coolest take on that theme ever. Can you tell us a little bit
Thank you
about it?
very much. Yeah, okay, Undead and Unwed is a it's a it's like a Hallmark movie, but starring a vampire, because I was so sick
Amazing.
of Hallmark. I love watching a Hallmark movie, but I get
Me
so sick
too.
of. Yeah, I love watching, and they're so
The same
comforting.
formula, the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
yeah.
but also it's so restricting because the heroines have such a narrow margin of behavior that is acceptable, a narrow margin of who they can be that is acceptable, and I feel that, a lot with writing, like writing romance, you get that a lot. The likability is very constrained for women, and I
Mm,
decided to throw a vampire in there. So
I
she's a
love it.
vampire in a Hallmark movie.
I mean, I just love her so much. She's such a great
Thank you.
character. She feels kinda like she could be played by Winona Ryder
Oh
or you know what
god,
I mean? Like right? Or maybe
absolutely. I
Ali
would
Sheedy's
l
character back in
Yeah.
Breakfast
Oh my
Club
god,
days.
absolutely.
That total just like, yeah,
Yep.
I'm
Oh my
over
god,
it.
Winona Ryder. I don't cast my Winona Ryder. I could totally see that. Winona Ryder back in the
It's so
day.
funny.
Just throw her in
Cast when
there.
I'm reading a book, I
Yeah.
tend to I don't even do it intentionally. I tend to cast
Yeah.
people in roles,
I think some people do that and some people don't, and I love it when somebody else is like, "This is who I see," and then I'm like, "Oh, yes, I see it now too."
right?
It's great. Yeah.
Wouldn't she be so
Yeah.
great in it?
She would
Yeah,
be.
it's
Oh
so
my god.
good.
Yeah, I would love to yeah,
Somebody's
absolutely.
gotta first of all, the book is amazing, and everybody needs to read the book because it's so funny and smart and cozy and fun and Christmassy too. I don't know how you managed to pull that off, but you did.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I'm
Yeah,
glad you liked it.
I loved
Yeah,
it, and then someone needs to make a movie out of it and cast what
I
well,
agree.
maybe
I think that'd be great.
a young Winona Ryder now, like a Winona Ryder type. I'm sure there's
There's gotta be a
oh,
30
Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, I
Do you
love
know
her. She's great.
wouldn't
Yeah.
she be so great?
Yeah, she's so great. She's great.
I could
The
totally see
other
her in this.
Yes, the other one sure. I love Aubrey Plaza, though. She is so good. I love how, like, just deadpan she is with everything. She's so flat and so funny. I love her. She needs to be in this then, because then she can be really funny because this is just nothing but jokes. She can deliver.
She can deliver.
She can
She can.
definitely deliver. Yeah.
Undead and Unwed, available at bookstores now. It's so
Yes.
funny. It's so smart. It's so Christmassy. It's such a good gift. So go to your local bookstore, buy it on
Absolutely.
Amazon, but don't miss it because it's so good. If you like our show, please rate, review, and share on social media. Strangers with Kittens is taped before a live audience of dogs.